it might be a good time now to go on to another topic, and we've given you the heads up before the show if you're happy to stick around for that, because what you've just said about focusing on the important things, and this is the distraction, is exactly what Chloe said a couple of days ago, I think on TikTok or one of those places. Winston Peters was in an interview today with Family First leader Bob McCoskrie, and I saw this. It came across my feed. Everyone knows here that I've got the worst feed in the world for YouTube because I keep an eye on all the stuff so we can report on it. And this popped up in my feed, and I just heard the RNZ interview. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll have a look, because maybe this was after the RNZ interview. And you know, when you're watching a comedy movie and you don't often laugh out loud if you're by yourself, laughter is like a group activity. You do it more when you're with people. I'm a bit the same with like, what? You know, like that kind of thing. But when Winston Peters uses a terminology in this video and calls Chloe something, I was shocked. So let's just play this. You haven't seen this, have you, Hūhana?
No.
All right, let's just play this. And I've had some people in my feed already say, well, it's just a joke. It's just a play on words, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, I've got some thoughts around that. Let's just play 2 minutes of this, which is mostly Chloe's message, which is on point. And then a couple of old men, one sort of keeper of the crypt and another, talking about Chloe in a more than disrespectful way.
Knowingly takes decisions to supercharge inequality, yet this is the focus of our Deputy Prime Minister, to knowingly and intentionally distract you. Trans people are not the reason that the cost of living is getting worse. They're not the reason that you cannot afford your rent. In fact, you have far more in common with your fellow New Zealander than you do with politicians seeking to divide you.
Like, what a terrible message, Chewie? I mean, you can see why McCoskrie's up there laughing.
How can you get behind that?
Yeah, what a terrible message. You know, just get along well with your neighbour. Don't let politics get in between you and your friends. Oh, terrible stuff. Just terrible.
People are not the reason that the cost of living is getting worse. They're not the reason that you cannot afford your rent. In fact, you have far more in common with your fellow New Zealander than you do with politicians seeking to divide you. Everybody simply wants a warm, dry, safe home, an affordable and accessible healthcare system, access to education and employment, and a place to build community. Those are the things that unify us. Do not get sucked in by this imported culture war designed to inflame and to divide us.
Oh yes, now that's coming from the party that wants puberty blockers on demand.
You know, those 4 things she mentioned about what people want. New Zealand First and me, Winston Peters, has made those 4 things famous. I've said that for 47 years. And here she is sitting down grabbing even those lines as she's attacking me. You know what I say to her? Okay, groomer.
I just want...
If you're wondering, and sorry to repeat it, you heard correctly, and there's a bit more to go. Winston Peters calling Chloe a groomer. Let's just get to the end of this clip.
Wanted to see if your blood pressure would rise watching that, but I noticed you were laughing and enjoying it.
You defended all. You've got a massive number of women who are lesbians who are utterly outraged the way they've been misused by this woman and the Green Party. And I mean, we're heading past 179,000 going for it now on these sorts of matters. And here she is there, and I said, my answer is, okay, groomer.
So, just to absolutely make sure everyone's clear on this, wow. I know that you are, right? For people, for the 1% of people watching who don't know why that is so very, very, very offensive. This is from childrenadvocacyproject.org. Grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them. Children and young people who are groomed can be sexually abused, exploited, and trafficked. So I've had a couple of people, because I put this out this afternoon in my feed, going, "Oh, it's just the OK boomer thing. He's making a play on words, but
just shit play on words."
But you couldn't be called something. That's kind of the worst thing you can associate with someone, that they are attempting to have an abusive, potentially sexual relationship with children, especially in a climate where a lot of Peters's voters are those conspiracy theorists who believe in things like Pizzagate in the US and that. And if you just have a look at my Twitter feed today, many people going, yep, we agree with Winston. So even if it was done as a joke, which I don't buy, but if it was and we gave him grace for that, the flow-on effect into the public is horrific. Hūhana, she's your cabinet mate, she's your party mate, your friend. Thoughts?
Yeah, just disappointed really, that it's getting to this point. Let's play the let's deal to the kaupapa, not attack the tangata. I keep thinking about the way with which we can debate safely issues in our community and those things that impact upon our communities. And when you make plays on words or, these types of veiled threats, it really undermines us as a society and as politicians to be able to debate issues, because we shouldn't get personal. We should just stick to the kaupapa at hand and go hard on it. Absolutely. But to make those types of comments, even if they are just flippant throwaway comments, really undermines the value and the mana of the person.
Yeah, and when you talk about flippant throwaway comments, like if someone, I'm thinking of the worst thing you can call someone. If someone like flippantly and threw away the denial of the Holocaust or flippantly threw away using the N-word or something, everyone wouldn't go, but they're just flippantly throwing that away. There'd be consequences. And there have been a lot of people in my feeds today, Hūhana, going, when is someone going to call Winston Peters out on this? He does not have parliamentary privilege sitting in his office. Is someone going to ever, address him for the things he says about people? I'm not saying that's your guys' responsibility, but sometime, somewhere.
It's a matter of leadership, really. And, what type of leadership does our Prime Minister demonstrate by not managing, his team and saying, well, actually, we need to tidy up. We need to tighten up in the way that we communicate and focus on the issues at hand. So, that's the question. I saw Chris Hipkins going for it in terms of, stand up, manage your team and come out and denounce these types of threats to RNZ. I think, it's just play the kaupapa, not the tangata. We don't need to degrade each other in our mana.
Yeah. Chewie, I get the sense you're fizzing at the bunghole. You're starting to bubble up there.
I'm so done with Winston. I feel like my entire adult life has been looking at this man weaponize people against each other. And here we have him accusing a second queer MP of being a child abuser with zero repercussions and zero evidence. It's fucked. And this is the deputy prime minister, it means something.
Yeah.
And it comes back, as it always does, to what an ineffective shell of a man that Luxon is. That he opened the door to Winston, refused to rule him out, couldn't negotiate his way out of a paper bag, and he's unleashed this on us. It would ordinarily be fine to go, we're in New Zealand, we can look on and what's happening in the US and go, well, at least it won't be as bad here. We saw from that tweet about Corin Dan, it's almost a throwaway that he sounds like Trump. He probably sounds like Trump for the same reasons. Brain rot. But now he's slinging accusations around of the most disgusting kind. Because, again, he has no answer for the things that Chloe is saying. He'll just cling to the fact that I speak for the unprovable masses of people that I am conjuring out of thin air that agree with me. He's talking about how lesbians don't like trans people while he's talking about Chloe. He's unhinged. Why? Why does the New Zealand electorate just sort of go, well, he brings a bit of drama to politics. He makes it interesting. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not good enough because these things have consequences. This is weaponizing some of the worst language from a culture that is not ours, that will be deployed against vulnerable people in our community that live here. It's fucked. And I think I don't know what the answer is to combating Winston. Is it shining a light and going, your cognitive abilities are shot? We're pretty sure the only thing sloshing around in your brain pan now is like lukewarm mucus? Or is it to absolutely starve him of attention? I don't know what the right answer is.
Well, I can give you one answer, I reckon, because I look at this image and I see on the right of the screen here the future, and on the left of the screen here the past.
That generational
so there is a natural attrition that will come and help write this. It won't be the full answer, but this on the right is the past. That's the left, isn't it? Dyslexic. This on the left is the past. This on the right is the future. And the future means this on the right, ideas, themes, people will be here still, shaping the country, working the country, doing the mahi, putting through legislation when the past are past, whether they've retired or whether they've, shuffled off this mortal coil, whatever it is. Once the past is the past, the people who are the future get to run the place. Now, I don't want to do that like, so you Greens just stick it out for another 10 years and you'll have because, it's still, even in this instance, I still feel something that we said last week, the Greens are being the grown-ups in the room. That's so frustrating to me that so often the Greens get talked about by particular personalities as being those kind of woke, airy-fairy, no ideas, but it's so often the Greens needing to be the grown-ups. You talked to me before we came on here, Hūhana, about Winston still being matua, he still has mana amongst the community, and you have to be careful of that. It's like you guys, so you're giving him the respect he doesn't deserve, in my opinion. Lots of people in the chat saying he has no mana left, but that's just our position. You're giving them respect he doesn't deserve because of the way things are done, while he refuses any respect in return. You guys have been the grown-ups, and it's really starting to piss me off that everyone's not taking the Greens or those with more progressive views as the grown-up positions in this day and age, while they're watching the other guys basically punch everyone in the nose like they're 9-year-old schoolboys, literally being children. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's just really sad that we're at this point and we're seeing this type of behaviour, because don't we want a diverse, inclusive society, with a government that really honours Te Tiriti o Waitangi? I take heart. I sat in on the Treaty Principles Bill submissions and just really embraced the diverse voices that support a better Aotearoa that benefits all New Zealanders. And yet we've come out of that and the massive response from community, and then we fall into this. And it's such a missed opportunity for kotahitanga to recognise the diversity. We all have diverse voices, but we can still mahi ngātahi. We can still work together on things that help progress. Our how is different, but surely we want the best for all New Zealanders. So why, regress us and take us back with policies like this that only seek to divide us, not unite us on the things that, are good for all of us?
Yeah. Well, it's been fabulous having you on tonight. Chewie, anything else you want to wrap up with? Say at the end?
Nothing specific. Sorry, Pat.
No. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, Hūhana. We really appreciate your insights and you being available. I don't know quite how to say it, but I feel protective. I feel protective of that. I know whatever joke, whatever, that accusation that was made towards Chloe, I feel protective of that. And it's like I've probably been a part of the problem for a while over years in the media, because I've said it on this show, Winston Peters, he's a fun interview. It's like, no more. He's a and he needs to go. Sorry. It's like, it's no more, too much. There's this line that's been crossed, and we let Winston cross that line all the time, but there's no coming back. There's just no coming back. And he needs to be gone from legislative opportunities. And
I've just got a heavy heart really about what we just saw there. And I need to go back and talk to the aunties, Chloe and Marama, because we work hard and we're trying to do our best in our corner for people, for planet, and then to see that just is so disappointing. We're bigger than that. We're more mature than that, surely.
But that's what I'm saying. We are, you are, he's not. That's the point. That's kind of what I'm saying. And we will support you from afar, and whatever you guys decide to do, whether you decide to be the grown-ups, I'm a bit sick and tired of having to be the grown-ups all the time, or whether you decide to call them out and do something, mate, we'll support you guys. We trust that you guys know what's best for you guys to do in that house, that scary house in Wellington. But for tonight, thanks so much for coming on. It was a lovely chance to meet you, and really enjoyed having a chat.
Look forward to catching up again. Thank you very much.